Welcome my sky-high friends, to another Cannabis Chronicle. Let's soar into outer orbit, look into the expanse of space behind our eyelids and settle in for these fables that will surely have you soon floating away. Now, another listener story, the medical cannabis grower. I've been growing medical cannabis for almost 8 years now, but there's one memory that always sticks with me. It was my second harvest, back when I was still figuring things out. I had a small indoor grow operation, just a handful of plants. I wasn't exactly what you'd call an expert. I'd read a lot, watched all the videos, and had a few conversations with seasoned growers, but honestly, I was learning on the fly. One of the biggest lessons I learned early on was how temperamental cannabis plants can be. Everything matters: the light, the water, the humidity, the nutrients. It's like taking care of a bunch of picky houseplants, except the stakes feel much higher. There's this balance between nurturing and letting the plants do their thing, and during that second harvest, I thought I'd ruined it all. I'd been growing this strain that was supposed to be really high in CBD, perfect for pain management. I'd spent weeks adjusting the light schedule and carefully measuring the nutrients. Everything seemed to be going fine until I noticed the leaves on a couple of the plants turning yellow. I freaked out. I thought it was a nutrient deficiency, so I added more to the water. Big mistake. Within days, the plants were looking worse, droopy, sad. I didn't know it at the time, but I'd overfed them. It was nutrient burn. I had no idea what to do. I remember sitting there in the grow room, staring at these plants that I'd put so much time and effort into, just wilting in front of me. It was like watching your hard work wither away, and I felt helpless. I almost gave up. But then I remembered something a fellow grower told me: sometimes, you just have to let the plants heal themselves. So, I backed off. I flushed the soil with clean water and just let the plants be. Every day, I'd check on them, and slowly but surely, they started to bounce back. The leaves that were yellow fell off, but new growth started to appear. It took weeks, but eventually, they recovered. And when I finally harvested those plants, I couldn't believe it. The yield was small, but the quality was incredible. That CBD strain ended up being one of the best I've ever grown. The potency, the flavor, the effects, it all exceeded my expectations. I had patients telling me how much it helped with their pain, how they finally got a good night's sleep. Hearing that made all the stress and frustration worth it. That experience taught me one of the most important lessons in growing cannabis: patience. These plants are resilient. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is step back and trust the process. Now, every time I see a little yellowing on the leaves, I don't panic. I know it's part of the journey. People think growing cannabis is just about throwing some seeds in the ground and waiting. But it's so much more than that. It's a relationship. You learn to listen to the plants, to understand what they need. And in return, they give you something that can truly change lives. I'm proud of that.